The Zerathoi had been watching Earth for centuries. They were patient, calculating masters of strategy, and had studied every move humanity had made from the shadows across the stars. The Zerathoi knew Earth was different from other worlds. It was a place of wild chaos, and yet its inhabitants had managed to grow into a force that could no longer be ignored. When the first contact was made with Earth's World Council, the message was simple and direct. The Zerathoi demanded submission or face annihilation. Their fleet was vast beyond comprehension, each ship towering and dark, their technology far superior to anything humanity had ever seen. The transmission came in the dead of night. No warning, just a chilling voice echoing through every communication channel on Earth, a voice without mercy, a voice from a race that had conquered countless civilizations over millennia. Their message left no room for interpretation. They would not negotiate, they would not spare Earth or its people. Unless humanity bent the knee and accepted their rule, the world sat still in disbelief. No one knew how to respond. Panic spread quickly across the globe. Governments scrambled to react. Some leaders advised surrender, believing they had no chance of survival. Others, like President Elena Jansen, argued that humanity's strength lay not in its technology, but in its refusal to yield. This was the defining moment Earth had faced since the great wars of the 21st century. Now was not the time to bow, the leaders of Earth debated, but there was no time left in the darkness of space. The Zerathoi were already making their way toward the planet. The message had been sent. Their demands were final. As they drew closer, the truth became undeniable. Humanity's defenses were insufficient. Earth had no fleet, no real protection against the alien armada. The time for diplomacy was over, and yet, in the heart of Earth's defense complex, in the hidden chambers of the military's highest command, an operation had been underway for years. Something no one expected: a fleet of human-made battleships capable of fighting against the strongest of foes. These ships were not built to defend, they were built to fight back, built from the most advanced technology humanity had ever developed. Their weapons were unlike anything the Zerathoi had seen before. Still, these ships were not a match for the full might of the Zerathoi, but Earth was counting on something else, something that couldn't be measured by size or firepower. It was humanity's willpower, the determination that had carried them through centuries of struggle. The will to protect their home was more powerful than any weapon that could be created. As the first Zerathoi ships breached the outer edges of the solar system, the human fleet went dark. They hid in plain sight, not yet showing their hand. The Zerathoi prepared their forces for a full assault, each ship the size of a city, each one brimming with the arrogance of an empire that had never known defeat. Humanity's response came in the silence of space, as the first volley of energy missiles streaked across the sky, targeting the alien vessels, not in a single attack, but in a series of calculated strikes that forced the invaders to reevaluate everything they thought they knew about the humans. They had underestimated the one thing they hadn't counted on was the strength of human resolve. They had sought submission, but they would find something far more dangerous waiting instead. As the Zerathoi fleet entered Earth's orbit, they found nothing but silence. The human fleet had not revealed itself. The skies above the planet remained empty. Their enemies took it as a sign of weakness, believing that humanity had crumbled under the weight of their demands. But Earth was not defeated, not yet. In the underground bunkers and hidden facilities across the world, the final preparations were being made. The ships, once thought to be mere legends, were now ready to emerge from the shadows. They had been constructed in secret for years, hidden beneath layers of bureaucracy and distrust, designed to outlast any threat humanity might face. Each ship was a fortress of human ingenuity, and will their weapons not just physical but psychological. The first battleship Aegis emerged from its hidden launch bay near the moon, its massive form cutting through the blackness of space like a predator on the hunt. Following behind it were others: Vanguard, Endeavor, and Titan, each one more formidable than the last. Their sleek surfaces glinted under the distant light of the sun as they formed up into perfect battle formation. Not a single ship was out of place. Each human pilot had been trained for years in the harshest environments to prepare for this moment. The first wave of human attacks was not what the Zerathoi had anticipated. The human ships did not simply fire blindly or rush into battle. They calculated every move, every angle before unleashing their fury. The aliens were not prepared for how quickly Earth's forces adapted. They had expected humanity to be disorganized or to rely on brute strength. But instead, they found themselves facing a fleet that struck with precision and intelligence. As the first salvo of missiles, launched from Aegis and Vanguard the Zerathoi were forced into defensive positions, their towering ships weaving in an attempt to evade the onslaught. But the human ships were too fast. They moved like shadows, too quick for the larger Zerathoi ships to track at first. It seemed like an even fight, but the human fleet had something more than just speed. They had an edge. The human pilots had been born and raised in the chaos of Earth's wars and unrest. They understood tactics in a way the Zerathoi couldn't grasp. Their minds were trained to think unpredictably and make decisions in an instant that would confuse even the most advanced alien sensors. With every shot they fired, the human fleet was learning, adapting, moving faster than their enemies could calculate. The first Zerathoi ships began to fall, their shields shattered, their hulls cracked under the relentless assault. They had thought Earth would submit, but instead they were faced with a battle they could not win easily. The humans were relentless and creative. Even as the alien ships began to retaliate, the human fleet did not waver. They pressed on, targeting weak points on the alien vessels with deadly accuracy. With every hit they dealt a blow, not just to the Zerathoi ships, but to the very pride of their empire. The fight was far from over. But humanity had sent a clear message. They were not here to bow down. They were here to fight with everything they had, and they would not be defeated. The battle raged across the stars above Earth, each side locked in a deadly dance that would determine the fate of the planet. The Zerathoi had underestimated humanity's response, believing their superior technology and overwhelming numbers would crush any resistance. But as the battle unfolded, they were forced to confront the truth. Earth's resilience was unlike anything they had anticipated. The human fleet, while smaller, fought with a ferocity and adaptability that outpaced even the Zerathoi's most advanced tactics. Admiral Serafina Briggs stood at the heart of the command center aboard the Aegis, watching the battlefield unfold before her. The space around Earth had transformed into a chaotic storm of fire, energy, and shrapnel as the two fleets collided. Her ships, each a masterpiece of human engineering, moved with purpose, each strike an act of defiance. The Vanguard had just taken down a Zerathoi frigate with a perfectly timed missile barrage, while the Endeavour darted in and out of enemy fire, evading laser blasts with almost preternatural precision. Briggs' mind raced with the ever-changing flow of the battle, her thoughts calculating each move, each counter. The human fleet's greatest strength was their unpredictability. They didn't fight like the Zerathoi, cold, mechanical, and detached. They fought with heart, with a deep, driving need to protect their world, their people. That need fueled their every action. "We've taken out 3 of their destroyers," Admiral, reported Lieutenant Marcus Hill, his voice steady despite the chaos around him. "But they're sending in reinforcements. More ships are coming from the outer system." Briggs clenched her jaw, her eyes narrowing. The battle had only just begun. The Zerathoi were relentless, and they would not stop until they had wiped Earth from the stars. But Earth's fleet was not yet finished. The first wave had been a shock to the Zerathoi, but now the real fight was starting. "We'll give them a fight they won't forget," Briggs replied, her voice calm yet filled with an unshakable resolve. "Prepare for evasive maneuvers. Target their weak points. Engage the outer ships first. We can't let them regroup." As the Aegis and its fleet maneuvered into position, the Zerathoi's forces began to show signs of strain. Their ships, though massive and powerful, were slow to adapt to the human tactics. The Zerathoi commanders, accustomed to overwhelming their enemies with sheer force, found themselves outwitted at every turn. The humans weren't just dodging and attacking. They were studying, learning with each passing moment. finding the weak points in the alien ship's defenses and exploiting them with deadly efficiency. The battle intensified as more and more Zerathoi ships descended from the outer reaches of the solar system, their sheer numbers beginning to push the human fleet back. But just when it seemed like the tide might turn, a sudden surge of energy erupted from the Endeavour *, which had just disabled a Zerathoi cruiser. A blast of concentrated plasma streaked through the vast emptiness of space, striking one of the alien capital ships. The explosion rippled through the enemy formation, and for the first time since the battle began, the Zerathoi hesitated. "This is it," Briggs muttered, her heart pounding. "We have them on the ropes." The humans were no longer just defending. They were fighting back with purpose, turning the tide of the battle. The Aegis surged forward, its engines glowing brighter than ever as it led the charge. With every shot fired, humanity sent a clear message to the Zerathoi. They would not bow. They would not surrender. Earth was not a world to be conquered. It was a world that would fight for its survival. As the Aegis led the charge into the heart of the Zerathoi fleet, the atmosphere in the command center crackled with urgency. Admiral Serafina Briggs' every command was precise, delivered with the calm of a veteran, but the intensity of a leader who knew the stakes of this battle. The first wave of human ships had shattered the Zerathoi's expectations, but now, as reinforcements arrived in droves, the true test began. Humanity's fleet, though small, fought with the tenacity of a species that had faced extinction more times than any other. "Focus fire on their flagship," Briggs ordered, her voice unwavering as the battle raged outside. "We cut off the head, the body will follow." The Aegis and the Vanguard adjusted their positions, closing in on the Zerathoi's massive command ship, a vessel so enormous that it seemed to blot out the stars around it. The alien behemoth unleashed a deadly barrage of energy beams, each one capable of disintegrating entire human ships with a single hit. But Earth's fleet was quick, weaving through the destruction like skilled predators hunting their prey. The Zerathoi had underestimated the agility and speed of the human ships, and now the aliens were paying the price for their arrogance. "Shields holding steady, Admiral," reported Lieutenant Hill, his fingers flying over the console as he monitored the ship's status. "But we're losing power in the port engine. We can't keep this up forever." "Not forever," Briggs replied, eyes fixed on the battle ahead. "Just long enough." The Aegis fired its energy cannons once more, sending a stream of charged particles straight into the side of the Zerathoi flagship. The blast rocked the alien ship, sending it into a temporary spiral. The damage was significant, but not enough to cripple the beast entirely. As it recovered, dozens of smaller ships swarmed in to defend it. The human fleet, though battered, was relentless. Each ship acted as a unit, each movement coordinated and executed with deadly precision. They were not simply fighting for survival, they were fighting for their future, for the future of every living being on Earth. "Vanguard, take the left flank," Briggs commanded, her voice cutting through the chaos. Endeavour give them cover. We need to create an opening." The human ships moved in perfect synchronization. The Vanguard darted to the left, using the asteroid field near Mars as cover to launch a surprise attack on the Zerathoi reinforcements. At the same time, the Endeavour provided covering fire, targeting the weaker points of the alien ship's defenses. The strategy was risky, but it was their best chance. If they could break through the outer layers of the Zerathoi's defenses, they would have a shot at striking the flagship directly. The moment of truth arrived as the Aegis positioned itself at the center of the battle. Its main cannons glowed bright with power, and Briggs could feel the tension in her bones. Every second counted. The alien flagship was vulnerable. Its shields had begun to fail under the constant barrage. Briggs could see the opening she needed. "Now," she shouted. "All ships, full assault." The Aegis and Vanguard unleashed their full arsenal, sending wave after wave of missiles and energy blasts into the heart of the Zerathoi flagship. The entire battle seemed to pause as the explosions reverberated through space. The alien flagship shuddered, its shields buckling under the relentless assault. For the first time since the battle began, the Zerathoi flagship faltered. The unthinkable was happening. Humanity was winning. The aliens had not anticipated the sheer ferocity and ingenuity of Earth's defenders. As the enemy flagship trembled, the human fleet pressed on, pushing deeper into the heart of the Zerathoid formation. The aliens were no longer attacking with the same confidence. They were now reacting, scrambling to adapt to a foe that refused to fall. Earth's fleet had turned the tide of the battle. And this time, there was no retreat. The battle outside Earth's atmosphere was turning into a storm of shattered ships and fragmented dreams. The Aegis had crippled the Zerathoi flagship, but the victory came at a steep cost. The human fleet, though victorious in the moment, was not without its scars. The Vanguard had taken a direct hit to its aft section, leaving it drifting and vulnerable. The Endeavour had lost half its crew to a devastating plasma blast, but it pressed on, its captain's resolve unshaken. Earth's forces, though battered, were not retreating. They were still fighting with everything they had. Inside the command center of the Aegis, Admiral Briggs stood tall, her eyes focused on the tactical display in front of her. She could feel the weight of every decision pressing down on her shoulders. Her fleet had been tested, but they had not faltered, and they were not about to now. "Status report," she commanded, her voice sharp but controlled. "Vanguard's engines are offline, but they've managed to restore minimal power." Lieutenant Hill responded quickly. "They're still operational, but barely. The Endeavour is holding, but their hull is compromised. We've lost about a third of our fleet, Admiral, but we've also taken down 5 Zerathoi capital ships." Briggs nodded grimly. "We can't afford to lose any more. We're not just fighting for survival anymore. We're fighting for their defeat. If we can destroy their command structure, the rest of the fleet will collapse. We can win this, but it's all or nothing." The battle had now reached its boiling point. The Zerathoi, once certain of their superiority, had begun to show signs of desperation. The remaining ships of their fleet, smaller and weaker, had started to scatter, abandoning their larger vessels in a desperate attempt to regroup and escape Earth's wrath. But the humans weren't giving them an inch. Every ship, every pilot, was focused on one goal: crushing the enemy and protecting their home. Seraphina Briggs, though weary, felt the fire of determination burning brighter within her. She had seen her people survive wars, famine, and disasters. She had seen them fight against all odds and rise from the ashes. She had seen them come together as one in the face of unimaginable adversity. And now she would lead them to victory over an enemy that thought itself invincible. "Deploy all remaining forces," she ordered, her voice filled with purpose. "We hit them now, with everything we have. Target their remaining command vessels. No mercy." The human fleet surged forward, every ship moving as one, coordinated with military precision. The Aegis took the lead, her engines roaring as she barreled toward the heart of the remaining Zerathoi fleet. The Vanguard followed closely behind, its weapons blazing with ferocity. The Endeavour though damaged, provided cover fire, its cannons tearing through the alien ranks. The Zerathoi flagship had been their pride, their symbol of invincibility. And now, with it shattered and the alien forces faltering, the human fleet had the momentum. They had the upper hand. The humans had learned the hard lessons of war and had adapted faster than the Zerathoi could have ever imagined. Admiral Briggs watched as the final pieces of the battle fell into place. The Zerathoi were retreating, their ships scattering in an attempt to escape. But the humans were relentless. They could smell victory, and they would not allow a single alien ship to flee. This battle would be the last. The Aegis fired once more, sending a final salvo into the heart of the enemy formation. The explosion that followed lit up the void of space like a supernova. One by one, the remaining Zerathoi ships exploded, their shields failing under the force of humanity's final assault. It was over. Serafina Briggs took a deep breath, allowing herself a moment of relief, but she knew that this victory was not the end. It was just the beginning. The Zerathoi had sought submission, but Earth had responded with something far more dangerous. Earth had fought back with everything it had. And in that moment, the galaxy would learn that humanity could not be conquered, not without a fight. As the last of the Zerathoi ships exploded in a brilliant burst of energy, the silence that followed felt deafening. The void of space was still, save for the echoes of shattered metal and the fading lights of dying vessels. Earth's fleet had won, but victory came at a heavy cost. The human fleet had taken significant damage, ships crippled, crews lost, and systems down across the board. But despite the immense toll, one undeniable truth remained. Humanity had faced down the might of the Zerathoi Empire and had not just survived. They had triumphed. Admiral Serafina Briggs stood motionless in the center of the command room, her eyes locked on the view screen as the final remnants of the alien armada drifted into nothingness. The atmosphere on board the Aegis was heavy with exhaustion. The battle was over, but the war, if it could even be called that, had left its mark. Admiral. Lieutenant Hill's voice broke through the quiet. We've received a transmission from the Zerathoi leadership. Briggs looked up sharply. Are they offering surrender? Hill shook his head. No, Admiral. It's something else. The screen before them flickered to life, displaying the face of a Zerathoi commander. The creature, its dark eyes cold and calculating, stared back at them. Its voice, once so confident and menacing, now carried a note of something almost subdued. You have defeated us, the Zerathoi commander said, its tone flat. We sought submission, but we were wrong. Earth has proven something that we did not believe possible. Briggs' brow furrowed. What do you mean? The Zerathoi's eyes narrowed. You did not submit. You fought. And in your fighting, you have broken something in us. We will not forget this. The defeat we suffered at your hands will ripple through the Empire. You have shown us that there are races in the galaxy that cannot be subjugated. You have proven to us that we are not invincible. A long pause followed, the silence hanging heavy between the two sides. The alien commander seemed almost unwilling to continue, but it did. Consider this your victory, Earth. But know this, there are others out there, other powers that will look upon your victory and decide whether you are a threat to be destroyed or a force to be reckoned with. We leave you for now, but this will not be the last time our paths cross. The screen cut out, leaving an eerie calm in its wake. For a long moment, no one spoke. It was as if the weight of the alien words had sunk deep into the souls of every person aboard the Aegis. Victory was sweet, but it was not without its shadows. Briggs exhaled slowly, letting the reality of the situation settle in. Set a course back to Earth, she said finally, her voice steady, but tinged with weariness. Prepare for debriefing. Our work isn't over. She turned away from the screen, her thoughts heavy. While they had defeated the Zerathoi this time, their empire was vast. And though the invasion had failed, the message was clear. Earth was no longer a backwater planet to be overlooked. The galaxy had taken notice. As the Aegis and the remaining ships began their journey back to Earth, the reality of what lay ahead weighed heavily on the crew. Humanity had just earned its place among the stars, but the cost was high. And there were still countless unknowns ahead. There would be new challenges, new enemies, and perhaps allies. But one thing was certain. Earth had proven that it would not kneel, no matter the odds. As the last of the Zerathoi ships exploded in a brilliant burst of energy, the silence that followed felt deafening. The void of space was still, save for the echoes of shattered metal and the fading lights of dying vessels. Earth's fleet had won, but victory came at a heavy cost. The human fleet had taken significant damage, ships crippled, crews lost, and systems down across the board. But despite the immense toll, one undeniable truth remained. Humanity had faced down the might of the HFY Empire and had not just survived, they had triumphed. Admiral Serafina Briggs stood motionless in the center of the command room, her eyes locked on the view screen as the final remnants of the alien armada drifted into nothingness. The atmosphere on board the Aegis was heavy with exhaustion. The battle was over, but the war, if it could even be called that, had left its mark. "Admiral," Lieutenant Hill's voice broke through the quiet. "We've received a transmission from the HFY leadership." Briggs looked up sharply. "Are they offering surrender?" Hill shook his head. "No, Admiral. It's something else." The screen before them flickered to life, displaying the face of a HFY commander. The creature, its dark eyes cold and calculating, stared back at them. Its voice, once so confident and menacing, now carried a note of something almost subdued. "You have defeated us," the HFY commander said, its tone flat. "We sought submission, but we were wrong. Earth has proven something that we did not believe possible." Briggs' brow furrowed. "What do you mean?" The HFY's eyes narrowed. "You did not submit. You fought. And in your fighting, you have broken something in us. We will not forget this. The defeat we suffered at your hands will ripple through the Empire. You have shown us that there are races in the galaxy that cannot be subjugated. You have proven to us that we are not invincible." A long pause followed, the silence hanging heavy between the two sides. The alien commander seemed almost unwilling to continue, but it did. "Consider this your victory, Earth. But know this, there are others out there, other powers that will look upon your victory and decide whether you are a threat to be destroyed or a force to be reckoned with. We leave you for now, but this will not be the last time our paths cross." The screen cut out, leaving an eerie calm in its wake. For a long moment, no one spoke. It was as if the weight of the alien words had sunk deep into the souls of every person aboard the Aegis. Victory was sweet, but it was not without its shadows. Briggs exhaled slowly, letting the reality of the situation settle in. "Set a course back to Earth," she said finally, her voice steady but tinged with weariness. "Prepare for debriefing. Our work isn't over." She turned away from the screen, her thoughts heavy. While they had defeated the HFY this time, their empire was vast. And though the invasion had failed, the message was clear. Earth was no longer a backwater planet to be overlooked. The galaxy had taken notice. As the Aegis and the remaining ships began their journey back to Earth, the reality of what lay ahead weighed heavily on the crew. Humanity had just earned its place among the stars, but the cost was high. And there were still countless unknowns ahead. There would be new challenges, new enemies, and perhaps allies. But one thing was certain. Earth had proven that it would not kneel, no matter the odds. Months passed in the aftermath of the battle, and Earth began the slow process of recovery. Cities rebuilt, fleets reforged, and the world's leaders focused their efforts on ensuring that humanity was ready for the future. But even as the scars of war healed, one truth remained undeniable. Earth had changed forever. No longer a simple blue planet tucked away in a quiet corner of the universe, Earth had become a beacon, a symbol of defiance in a galaxy full of powerful and mysterious forces. Admiral Serafina Briggs stood on the bridge of the Aegis, her eyes scanning the stars. The ship, now fully repaired and refitted, had become a symbol of human resilience. It was more than just a warship. It was a statement to the galaxy that humanity was not to be underestimated. Her mission now was not just to defend Earth, but to prepare it for the unknown. "Admiral," Lieutenant Hill's voice broke through the silence, his tone urgent. "We've intercepted a transmission. It's from the Deltary, A species that, according to our scans, has never made contact with Earth. Briggs' heart skipped a beat. The Deltari, a species thought to be one of the oldest in the galaxy, known for their intelligence and ancient technology. If they were making contact with Earth, it could mean many things, most of them far beyond humanity's current understanding. "Put it through," she ordered, her mind already racing with the possibilities. A flicker on the screen, and a new figure appeared, a humanoid with smooth silver skin and elongated limbs. The Deltari, their eyes, wide and luminous, regarded her with a calm, almost indifferent gaze. The message they brought was not one of hostility, nor of simple diplomacy. It was something else. "We have been watching." The Deltari spoke in a voice that resonated deep within Briggs' mind, the words clear despite the language barrier. "Your species has shown strength beyond your years. We did not expect this." Briggs stood still, not sure how to respond. The message was clear. This was no simple diplomatic mission. The Deltari had been observing humanity's rise. They had seen Earth's defiance, its struggle, and its triumph. "We do not extend friendship lightly," the Deltari continued. "But you have earned our attention. The galaxy is vast, and we have seen many worlds fall. But you are different. You have demonstrated something we have not witnessed in millennia. A spirit of survival. A spirit we find worthy of an alliance." Briggs felt a knot in her stomach. An alliance with the Deltari could mean access to technology and knowledge far beyond humanity's current capabilities. But it could also mean becoming entangled in the complex web of galactic politics, a game humanity had only just begun to understand. "What is it you want from us?" Briggs asked, her voice steady but filled with caution. "We seek not to demand, but to offer," the Deltari replied. "The threat of your enemies, the Zerathoi, has not gone unnoticed. Many civilizations in the galaxy have long feared the power they once commanded. We offer our assistance in protecting your world, and in return, we ask that you consider your place among the stars. The galaxy is entering a new age, and Earth may either be a part of it or stand alone. The choice is yours." Briggs felt a chill run through her. The weight of the Deltari's words was not lost on her. Earth was being offered a chance to join a galactic community. But with that came risks. The universe was a dangerous place, filled with ancient powers and hidden threats, but there was no turning back now. Humanity had proven its strength, and now it had to decide if it was ready to rise to the challenge. "Thank you," Briggs said, her voice resolute. "We will consider your offer. But know this, the people of Earth have already shown that we will fight for our future, no matter the cost." The screen went dark, and for a long moment, the bridge of the Aegis asterisk was silent. Earth had won the war, but the real battle was just beginning. The galaxy was watching, and humanity's next move would determine whether it would stand as an equal among the stars, or be swept away by forces far beyond its understanding. Admiral Briggs turned her gaze to the stars, her resolve hardening. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear: humanity would not bow. It would rise.